Yeah, yes.
You mean there's some discipline in your
Absolutely.
life that you probably never had
We
before?
learn,
Right.
and this is my favorite word today, simple obedience.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's a great
Man, that's something
a
we
great
all need to learn,
concept.
regardless
Exactly.
of if we're
Yeah.
at Table Rock Freedom Center or not.
Right.
You get
That's
sick of
something we all
hearing
gotta
it
know.
when you're in the process,
Right.
but as I've gotten to the end of it, I'm seeing just how much it all
Yeah.
makes sense.
But you know, when you say that, you know who I always think of? When Mary was when Jesus was performing the first miracle at Cana, and he said to bring the water and fill up the pots, and Mary just simply said, "Whatever he says, do it."
Exactly.
I mean, if we'd make that the theme of our life,
Regardless of-
whatever he says, do it.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
It just solves. I mean, it's like no argument. I mean, you might as well not argue because if he said do it, it's the
That's
right
it.
thing to do.
That's
You
right.
know, it may not feel right, may not look right, may not seem right because of the background I have. But when he says it, just do it.
Yes.
Have you learned to be able to do that?
I have learned to do that, absolutely. And
right.
I've learned to do it just because I want to.
Or maybe
And-
you're like, I mean, I've been a Christian a long time. I remember there was a point in my life when I was going like, where Paul says, I've learned to be content. Every Bible I'd get, I'd scratch and I'm learning to be content. It's a learning process.
It's a learning
you know, when we
experience,
say,
that's true.
I've learned, maybe we are still learning, but we're headed in that direction. That's becoming our goal.
And it's not just when other people are looking. I've learned to be obedient even when I'm alone, and that's
Yeah.
a great feeling.
Yeah.
And it's a freedom I've never experienced my whole entire life.
Isn't that awesome?
It is awesome. It's awesome.
So-
You know, it's funny because I see like a little child in you again. Just that
Right.
excitement
Yeah.
to be with your daddy, you know, and maybe not your earthly daddy, but your
Exactly.
king, you know, and that's so neat to look and
I'm
see
never
that.
alone.
Yeah. And
You
to
see what
I
we get
wanna
to do
follow
on-
my Lord.
Yesterday morning, my husband was here, and we were interviewing, and you know, he's always wondered why in the world do you get up at 5 o'clock to go to do the radio program at 7 and blah
I'm
blah
not
blah.
believing she got up at 5 o'clock.
Yeah, and I get up at 5 o'clock. Or some mornings 4 o'clock if I got extra. But my point is he said, I get it. Because we get to hear and like you said, radio is great and we can tell the story, but man, people could, if they could see your face and see the transformation. I wish we had a before and after picture. I bet you don't even look like
The
the
after
same
don't.
picture is great,
Yeah.
though.
Yes.
I want you to know.
Thank
to
you,
hear
thank you.
his testimony
Yeah.
is
Right.
fantastic. That's
No, I'm
so-
not the same person I came in.
Yeah.
Well, y'all stay for a few minutes afterward. The music's playing. We're going to have to take our break at 8 o'clock for the news. But we have with us today Sunday Joe Graham, who's the communications intern, and Stephanie from the Table Rock Freedom Center. They're going to tell us a little bit more about your testimony and how we can help you in your ministry out there. But as you were saying, we have the Table Rock. I want to keep emphasizing the name because I'm having to get used to it. You know, Table Rock Freedom Center. And I know we've had y'all on as guests before, but maybe people still aren't aware of the ministry and how it's evolved, because no longer do we have Teen Challenge. Used to be over there in Reed Spring, over behind the little tea room back in that area, and y'all aren't there anymore. You're now located in Branson per se.
Branson West area still.
Yeah, okay. And Kim Sanders is the director, and she had worked with the Teen Challenge program for years, but it's taken on a new kind of a new aspect in that Teen Challenge does have international support, and of course, the women that are involved there still have to do personal support, but because of the changes and not being linked to a national organization, you're having to raise local support.
Yes.
And so that is one of the things I'm sure we need to mention today.
Absolutely.
We love having obviously the testimonies are incredible, but how can we continue that ministry here in the area? You want to tell us?
Well, we're in constant need of donations because that's how we operate. And you can scholarship a student if you want. That's $500 a month.
Or portions of that.
Or portions of that, yeah. Or just we have a needs list that you can find on our website as well, because
Okay.
we're constantly needing things.
And that's TR Freedom.
trfreedom.com.
Okay.
And we also just incorporated something new. You can donate online now.
Good.
So that
yeah.
makes it easier for people.
PayPal?
Yes. So on the homepage of trfreedom.com, to the upper right-hand column says the Donate Now button. So that'll make it a lot easier for
That does
people to
make
be
it
able to
easy.
do that.
Yeah. So we need to make people aware of that, and that's why we have y'all come and talk to us on Good Morning Ozark, so we make our Christian community, I'm sure there are sponsors out there, some corporations that are looking for some places that can really invest in our community. And maybe there's someone who's come out of a program similar to this and said, man, I'd love to, donate, into a ministry like that. So who would they talk to if they wanted to do that?
Well, they can call us at 417-239-0012, and they can speak with Kim, or they can email info@trfreedom.com.
Okay.
Hey, will you tell us that phone number again, just
Sure.
for people who are writing it down
Yeah,
at home?
it's 417-239-0012.
And I think we'll probably have that here
Yeah.
at the station as well, right? Yep.
Yeah.
We'll have
And
that.
we also, on our website, we have a needs list that has different things that because another part of the program that is amazing is the physical aspect of the program, the healthy part.
Okay.
We're on a very nutritional, healthy eating plan. Lots of fruits, lots of vegetables, and we get lots of exercise. But it's expensive to fund that part of the program.
It is.
So we're
yeah.
constantly relying on donations of vegetables and fruits and anything that anybody can give us. We don't have a lot of fried foods, things like that.
Well,
really good.
and that is so important in a long term.
Right.
You do a quick fix, get by with a lot.
Absolutely.
But if you're really making lifestyle changes.
Yes.
She
Now, how
actually
can
lost
you-
145 pounds.
Oh
Wow,
my
very
goodness! I would say it works well then. You
Now,
look
how
great.
can we
Yeah.
know, like, what is long term here? How do we? Somebody comes in, makes a decision at church, and they walk away. How long do people come and stay and be invested
it's a 12-month required 12-month stay.
in? Okay.
And you live there for 12 months. Your room and board and everything is covered through your sponsorship.
So habits
Through your
really
s-
do change.
Yeah, absolutely. It's not a rehab where a lot of people think, okay, I'm going to go get clean in 30 days. Stephanie, I'm sure you've tried to do that numerous times.
Absolutely, 12 times actually.
And 90 days doesn't work. And you need a year
when
to
you're talking
implement new
27
habits.
years, 27
Right.
years, and you figure that in 30 days you're going to change that.
Right.
It's not going to happen. Even with the best of counseling and all the power of the Holy Spirit working in your life, you still have this flesh that's accustomed to, Paul writes that we have besetting sins, things that our flesh has gotten accustomed to, and the enemy also knows those weaknesses, and he's going to make sure that we
Absolutely.
trip over those, So we've got to have that undergirding and that strength to really be able to not just get a quick fix. The church is, that has been, I really think that we have felt like somebody walks the aisle, they have a prayer, and all of a sudden everything's changed in their life. No, all of a sudden they've decided to make a change in their life.
That's when the journey
And
begins.
right. And then we have as a church, and that's what y'all are an extension of the church, extension and a parachurch ministry, but to help people walk it out in their life in certain areas.
It's we have to get rid of the old behaviors. We have to learn how to get rid of the old behaviors. We have to
Right.
learn why we have those old behaviors. And then we have to learn new behaviors.
Right.
And so it's a process.
It is,
And
absolutely.
it's, when you think about it, you don't think about it while you're in it, because I didn't think about it while I was in it. Oh my gosh, I can't wait to have more than a year. I'm never going to learn all this stuff. I was
Yeah,
like, oh, this
right.
is a year, but you don't even learn everything that there is to learn
No.
in a year.
No, absolutely.
Kim just gets you set up.
Yeah.
And she
Right.
just but God does an amazing work and throughout those 12 months that it's hard to explain unless you're in it. The transformation that he does is just incredible.
Well, I often think when I'm ministering to and counseling with women, if I can create in them, if I can stir up in them a hunger for more of God, and get them, but like you said, it doesn't happen overnight. But when you know that you can't go on without Christ,
That's it.
Yes.
Yeah.
then your life has really been changed.
That's right.
Yeah.
And I would say that's where you are.
Absolutely. That's exactly where I'm at. But it took for me to get off of and away from my environment
Yeah.
and have a safe refuge like Table Rock Freedom Center to be able for him to minister to me, because I wasn't listening any other way. And there was times where I should have and could have heard him, but I didn't. So
Right.
it took for me to be removed.
Right.
And
Who put you on the bus?
My parents actually did.
Did they?
They sure did.
So
yes.
they did some intervention.
They did. Yes, they were involved with Teen Challenge for a long, long time because I had a cousin that went there and my sister.
Now this is the same mom
yes.
who was an alcoholic.
No, this is my stepmom.
Your
Yes.
stepmom.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
Sorry.
Well, I was just wondering because but
my mom was in recovery.
right.
Yeah.
Okay. So I was going to say, what have you seen changes in your natural mom's in her life? Too?
There was a lot of changes, yes, and like I said, this ministry is not just for one person. It heals the whole family.
It does.
It does. It gets that door open.
Yeah.
Stephanie made a comment that I wanted to comment on about it being a safe haven for women. And that is so true. That it is a place of safety where you can come and be yourself because when you're going through the process of change, it's ugly.
Right.
There's going to be a lot of ugly
right.
parts that come out of you, but you're safe.
Yeah.
You're free from judgment and you are surrounded by love from your sisters.
Right, right. Well, it's like we were making a joke about our question, which we probably need to ask again, about it being about sweet things. And I said, we sing about the sweet by and by, but we have to walk it out in the nasty now and now.
We walk it out there, let me tell you.
Yes, we do, absolutely.
Because we are living in the now. I always say our future is as bright as the promises of God. That doesn't mean that in this earth we won't come to a place where we have that peace and freedom that we really God intends for us to have in this earth. But we've got to work we've got to come to a place in our life where we're able to receive that, first of all, and then so many times we put a wall up and won't receive it. And then we have to be really willing to let God do in our life what He's got to do.
And these women love me back to health is what happened.
Praise the Lord.
Yes.
Why don't you ask that question? And
let me ask a question here real quick.
Okay. Yeah.
What happens to a mom who has small children who's sitting out there listening and saying, I want to be involved, but what do I do with my kids? How do we answer that? How do we work that through? Is that a possibility out there? Or?
Unfortunately, right now we can't bring the children with us. That is one of Kim's dreams, is to have a women and children's place.
Wow.
God has put that on her heart.
So maybe that's something for somebody in the community to step up and say, we'll help out with.
Well,
that.
Carol and Daniel is doing some of that through the hiding place.
Okay.
Their place. It's not as intensive a recovery program, but she does take in women who have similar situations with children, and they have bedrooms set up for them.
Just a place of refuge there. Maybe not all the treatment and dream there. Okay.
Right.
But I would encourage any mother out there that they, if they are considering or needing something like this, that 1 year of their life is well worth dragging their children through the remainders of the years in bondage.
Getting fixed.
Yes, exactly. It's well worth it. And plus, there's visitation every weekend and all that. So there's not as if you would be totally isolated from your family.
Yeah.
Good thoughts. Good input. I just know that there's probably people out there who are listening who feel trapped. And let's just take away every excuse we can.
Right.
As
Absolutely.
we can walk.
Okay, we are talking today to the ladies from the Table Rock Freedom Center. Stephanie is our guest, and Sunday Joe Graham is the communications director there at TRFC. Tell us once again how we can help and how we can become involved in that ministry.
Okay, you can visit our website at trfreedom.com. We have information about the program there. We have the option to donate online. We have our needs list available. Or you can email us at info@trfreedom.com, or you can call us at 417-239-0012.
We appreciate you girls being here.
Thank
you very much for having us.
Stephanie, is there anything you want to conclude with?
No, I just thank you for letting us be here this morning and get the word out, and just encourage anyone who might think that they have bondage or whatever to look us up, and anyone would like to help. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you.
I'm thinking of that song, He Can Do It Again. What He did for me, He can do for you, right?
That's right.
So no matter how bad, I mean, I have a friend came out of 27 years. It was interesting when you said 27 years prostitution, drug addiction. Mm-hmm. Powerful woman of God going to the nations, and she's not afraid of anything because where she came from.
Absolutely.
So God can take. I think often of the trampoline. The farther down you jump, the higher you will go. And so, for those who have been forgiven much, love much, and I see it in your life. Thank you so much for sharing.
Thank you for having us.
All righty, and again, we'll have a link to the Table Rock Freedom Center on our website, so you can look at that up.